Hey students, I'm here to go over Romeo and Juliet prologue translation. So we're going to go and read the prologue, and then afterwards we're going to do the questions on the bottom. So I'm going to read the prologue for Romeo and Juliet. Two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventured, piteous overthrows do with their death bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of their death-marked love, and the continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's end not could remove, is now the 2 hours' traffic of our stage. The which if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend. So now, directions. Students, please answer the questions in complete sentences based on the prologue. So on this side we have the prologue lines, and over here we have questions based on those lines. So question 1, what are the names of the two households? So if you remember, it says two households both alike in dignity. We know that Juliet is a Capulet and that Romeo is a Montague. So over here we're going to put Juliet and Romeo's family, which is the Montagues. It says again which one is better than the other, and if you look at the line from the text, it says two households both alike in dignity. So which one is better than the other? None, because both of the families are equal. Both the Capulet and the Montagues are the same. Alike means same in dignity, so they're of the same level. So we're going to put both the Capulet and the Montague families are the same. No family is better than the other. So at this point, if you need to go and pause the video, you can most definitely go and pause the video. So the second one is in fair Verona where we lay our scene. Where does the play take place? So we're going to put the play takes place in Verona, that's a city, and the country is Italy. From ancient grudge break to new mutiny. How old is the grudge? So if we look over here and we define ancient, it says belonging to the very distant past and no longer in existence. So the grudge is so old that people don't remember the origin, so we're going to write the grudge is very old, comma, people do not remember its origins. So something happened a long time ago and these people are still very upset about it and they don't know why. And then over here it says what happened recently, so from ancient grudge break to new, and so I'm going to go over here to mutiny, is a rebellion. So what's new? So recently there has been a rebellion. So that is what has happened recently. So if you need to pause the video, go and pause the video. So the next one says where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. So question 6 says to whom does civil refer? So let's go and define civil over here. Civil is a citizen's. So to whom does civil refer to? Civil refers to the citizens of Verona. So that means that these feuds have resulted in the death of some of the citizens. So when it says are only the two houses getting hurt by this feud, we already know the answer. No. The citizens of Verona are getting hurt in the feud. Not just the Capulets and the Montagues. So it's not just the Capulets and the Montagues, it's actually other people, which is why the next scene that we read, we're going to see why the prince is so very angry. So if you need to go and pause the video, you can go and pause the video. So let's continue on. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life. So, from forth the fatal loins, so from these two families comes children. One is Romeo and Montague, the other one is Juliet Capulet. So Romeo and Juliet are born, and then they fall. We know they fall in love because they're lovers, and when somebody takes their life, that's called suicide. So we're going to write and commit suicide. So, from forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life. So, star-crossed. Let's talk about what the word star-crossed means. Star-crossed is when a person's fate or their destiny does not end well. It goes bad. So they used to believe back in the day that if your stars were crossed, that your destiny was bad. And destiny and fate are what you make of it, basically. If you think that your stars are crossed, then they're probably crossed. And that's the thing. So we're going to put star-crossed means that a person's fate or destiny does not end well. So at this point, if you need to go and pause the video, you can go and pause the video. So the next one says, whose misadventured, piteous overthrows. So misadventured means unfortunate, piteous. It means making you very sad. It's pitiful. Overthrows are attempts. It's an attempt, and so they're unfortunate, pitiful attempts. So how successful are their attempts to date and marry? We're going to put they are unsuccessful in their attempts to date or marry because they are misadventured. And then the next question says, how badly should I feel for them? And so the key word in here is piteous. So I should feel badly for the characters. That's not how we spell the characters, because of their piteous attempts. So we're supposed to feel bad for them. We are. So at this point, you should pause the video. Next one says, do with their death bury their parents' strife. So once they die, their strife, let's look what the strife word means. Strife means anger or bitterness. So once Romeo and Juliet die, their parents' disagreement is ended because the word bury, it's talking about burying somebody in the ground, but it's also talking about burying the hatchet. You're letting this go, you're closing it. So we're going to write, once Romeo and Juliet are dead, their family's feud is over. And that's the truth. It's pretty hard to fight once all your children are dead. So the next one, the fearful passage of their death mark love and the continuance of their parents' rage. So over here, we see that the story, because it says, what's the plot of the play going to be about? So we see the play is going to be about their death-marked love, Romeo and Juliet's love, that's marked with death because they die at the end, and their parents' rage that continues and continues until their children die. So the plot of the play is about Romeo and Juliet's love that will end in their deaths and thus end their family's feud. So the plot of the play is about Romeo and Juliet's love and how it ends in their death because they commit suicide, thus ending their actual family's feud. So if you need to go and pause the video, you can go and pause the video. So the next one says, which but their children's end could not remove. Again, this one says what's going to take to end this feud, and we know that what it's going to take is the children's death. So we're going to write the deaths of Romeo and Juliet will end their family's feud. So We're going to go to the last two questions. Question 15 and 16. Is now the 2 hours traffic of our stage. How long will the play take to perform? It says 2 hours. I see a time. So I'm going to put the play will take 2 hours to perform. And then we have question number 16, which is our last question, guys. The which if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend. So what does it say? What do I do, the audience member? What do I, the audience member, have to do now in case I didn't understand the prologue? So it says, the which if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss. So if you miss this whole prologue and you don't understand what's going on, it's saying to listen. And it's saying that our toil shall strive to mend. So the actors, the people performing, will go and perform the play for you to understand it. So if audience members do not understand the prologue, they need to watch the play and the actor's performance, and then they'll understand it. So at this point, we've reached the end of this video. I hope you submit this assignment. It is due tomorrow, February 5th, before midnight. So I hope you get this done, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!